Good morning, everybody. What's going on? So, welcome again to A Walk in the Garden. This is your boy Ty. We're talking about love today. So, part one will be about love. We're going to talk about some we're going to talk about love more in depth in our part two, in the next part of the web series. But today we're going to talk about self love. Um, Self love is another component. When we think about love, we talk about love as far as loving a husband, loving a intimate partner, loving our children, loving our church members, our fraternities, sororities. We talk about loving, just people in general. So love is such a powerful thing, and it is an energy that never dies. I don't think love dies. It transfers. It transfers. It reforms, but it is. It will never be obsolete. It will never just totally not be. That's just a personal opinion. Um, so we know love in those different components, and we know love in those different facets. But how do we know love as far as self? How do we understand love as far as me, myself, and I? And when we talk about self love, it's so easy to go into, oh, well, you're selfish. When we talk about self love, it's easy to think that it's being prideful or it's all about me. But self love is a very strong component in the ability to love others. We hear it all the time, and sometimes it can come so cynical or so cliche-ish when we say, if you can't love yourself, who you can't love nobody else. And as much as we hate to hear that yap yap in our ear, but it is valid. You got to call it is what it is. It is truly, truly valid. And I know y'all see me. I'm in the kitchen. I switch up different places in my home because my home is a place of that I like to feel comfortable in. And, when I do these web series, I welcome you in because this is where I can be transparent. I can say what I want to say in respect. I can, be honest. And I can be transparent. And so sometimes you'll see me jump between maybe these three spots just on the way I feel. And anybody that know me know I love food. I'm a foodie. So the kitchen is probably one of my favorite spots. Now you learned something about time. Booyah. So as I digress and get back on the topic of self love is a very important component and factor in being able to truly love someone else. We talk about, oh, I'm so in love, and this person is my world, and this person is X, Y, and Z. But how can a person supersede the love and the care that you have for yourself? Because out of the essence of you impart and you share with that individual. So if you have no love for yourself, what are you really giving to the next person? Either you giving them lies, you giving them half truths, you giving them um, some weak love. I don't know, but I've learned that self love is not a bad thing, and we in society people take it as being bad. They take it as being uh, selfish. And if it is selfish, I think that's a part of selfishness that we should give to ourselves. Sometimes it's okay if we're going to take the way the world and different people defines loving self as selfish, then by all means give yourself some time, be selfish, love on you, work on you. Because if you can't, if you have not, begin the essence of working on you, what do you really got to give to someone else? And if you whatever you do have is coming from a reserve, and you're gonna exhaust, boom, yes. I was talking to my sister Tori. I love you, Tor. um and she was asking me questions, about cars. And I'm not a mechanic, and I don't know a whole bunch about cars, but we were talking about reserves. And do cars have reserves? And most cars, if not all cars, have a reserve component within in the tank. And for all the mechanics, if I'm saying this wrong, explaining it wrong, charge it to my mind, not my heart. But if you get the essence of the scenario, you'll get where I'm going for. So follow me, walk with me in the garden. So we were talking about cars and reserves in the gas tank. And once your car hits E, many people, we all been there. We don't know where that next dollar come from. We need that five. We pushing. We trying to make it to payday until we can put some efficient gas in the car. And that's the thing. Self love is the efficient gas that we refuel ourselves with in order to give someone else. And if we don't put gas in ourselves, self love, then we go into a reserve or we exhaust ourselves. And it's a tank. It's about, you get a gallon in that reserve. And that reserve can take you about 30 to 50 miles maybe on hitting E. So you already putting, trying to get through a relationship, trying to get through the day, trying to get through interactions with people on a reserve. On a reserve that's not going to take you or that relationship not far. But when you put into yourself, when you self-love, when you care for yourself, you are making yourself capable and possibly willing to give more and exhaust more. When you got a full tank, you is riding and you is rolling. Hey, let's take a trip. Oh, you need a ride? I got you. When you have the gas in the car, you are more willing to do things for people. You are more willing to, and I know it sounds weird, but the more you have, if you are not a selfish person, the more you are willing to give. But the less that you have within you, that reserve, you only can get so far until you hit a breaking point, till you crumble, till you just give out. And then when you give out, it takes more. And this is what we learned when we were talking about the reserves, is that it takes more to put back in the reserve on top of refilling or putting more gas into the car, which is yourself, to go farther. So it is more expensive. Kids, follow me if you hear me. If you got ears, let them hear. It costs you more on the back end to put more to refill the reserve on top of it than to keep the reserve. We all need that safe place. Keep that reserve. And then move forward. And then build on top of that. And so, thank you, Tori. I'm so glad, everything works together. I'm glad we talked about that. So that was an awesome point. But if I can break self-love down into three to four words or components. Self-love is healing. Self-love is restorative. Self-love is reconnecting and staying connected. And I put those together. You can separate them, but it's reconnecting and stay connected. So when I think about self-love, when I'm loving on myself, I am trying to heal myself from things that may have offended me, have hurt me, I have pushed under the rug, I have put to the back of my mind, I have suppressed. But when I'm self-loving, when I'm taking that time to love on Tyrell, when I'm taking that time to love on Ty, I am allowing myself to heal. I am now trying to restore what I have given, because when you are loving, when you are sharing, when you are forging, when you are merging, excuse my tongue tightness, when you are merging, you are giving components of yourself, and that individual hopefully is giving components of themselves to you, and you are forging, you are coming together to make this one unit. But in order to really give to becoming a oneness with a person, you got to have something to give. And I'm quick to say, bring the table to the table. You have to have something to give. People say, meet me with 50-50, meet me with 50-50. No, meet me with 100-100. You bring your table, I bring my table, and let's make this rock and roll. Let's make a feast out of it. Because I don't want half of anything. And you should want half of anything. Give me your 100, because I want to give you my 100. So self-love is healing. It is restorative. It is life-giving. It gives you, and it's refocused and restorative. It refocuses you to the point of you knowing what you want to give, what you can provide, what you can't provide. It's taking the time to go outside and smell the roses. Take a deep breath, and exhale. Self-love is restorative, and it's reconnecting. You have to reconnect and stay connected. Reconnect to purpose, reconnect to why you, sometimes, when we go through the motions of different things, friendships, partnerships, work, uh, callings. And sometimes in the midst of being busy, in the midst of doing, sometimes we can lose sight as to why we were doing it in the first place. So self-love gives you that moment to say, okay, this is what I do. I know I love it. I know I was in it for a reason, but why am I? Why am I doing this again? And so that gives you, so self-love is important to me. I have learned that self-love is so important. And people may think you acting funny. They may think you are standoffish. Some may people, to let them think what they want to think, babies. Let them think what they want to think, because it is something that is needed. And people draw from you. And I've learned, I used to be like, why people, they come and they ask and they want to talk and da 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 da. And they are taking from you. And it's not to be, now some people are. Some people are leeches and they will try to suck you dry. But some people pull from you, they take from you because it is something that you have. Something unique about you that is life-giving to them. And so in order for you to fully give them what they need, you have to first give yourself what you need. You have to feed yourself. The word said you have to be the first partaker of the food. You have to eat it. You have to grasp it. In order to give. And so just in love, which is the fruit of the Spirit, just in that you have to have it. You have to eat on it. You have to put it in you in order to give it out. Okay. But let's go into let's get more detail. Let's have fun with it as far as what self-love is. And I'm a mover, because I get excited and I get into it, and I hope you are too. Self-love. And these are things that sometimes we need to look into, or some of the things that we run into. And so these are really not guidelines or procedures. You can take them as such, but these are just points to meditate on and to eat on. Some of them work for you. Some may work for you. Some may not. Take what you need from it. I'm always here to share and to also receive. Because people have different components, and I won't say my way is the only way, it is the right way. That would be unfair, it would be unjust. These are just ways that I like to share with people, and I hope that it is beneficial. Let love become who you are, not what you chase. And I speak to myself on this one. Sometimes we fall in the ideal with love. We become hopeless romantics. We love the ideology of love. It sounds so fancy and so pretty, and we don't realize the work that comes with it sometimes. We don't, or it becomes an addiction. We think addiction only comes in the form of drugs or sex or alcohol, but an addiction can come in many forms. You can be addicted to something that looks really good. Too much of anything can sometimes be very detrimental for you. You can be addicted to love, or the ideal of love. You could be addicted to feeling like you need a man to validate you or make you whole or complete. You can be addicted to stealing. You could be addicted to telling lies. When you do something and you can't help it and you want it, or it becomes a mission. It's like you are heck bent on getting there. Then, that may raise a flag. So let love become who you are. And what that means is let the essence, the energy, the being, the fruit of love be what you are trying to establish. Love should come from the inside. You don't have to chase love, because love should be you. And that's where self-love is so important. Love should be the essence of who you are. It should come from an internal place, an internal deity, a divineness that's in you. You have it. It should be rooted in you. So love should be what you are trying to become. It should be the energy and the essence in which you want to give off into the world. It should not be something that you chase. So I say this, you are smart, You are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are handsome, you are capable, you are valued, you are important. You are important to someone. Most of all, you should be important to yourself. You don't have to chase love. Love should be what you are and what you give. And whatever you give out, trust me, it'll come back to you. It may not come back to you in the form in which you expect it to come back. And I attest to it. But it will. So let it be a part of your nature. Let it be something that is in you and which you desire to flow out of you. As a man thinketh, so is he. Mr. Billy, he got me with this one, and it's been playing in my mind. We were having a conversation about it briefly at work. As a man thinketh, so is he. And so we tend to stop loving ourselves because we have allowed things, people, situations to tear at us, or we have formulated ideas. No one else knows sometimes, but these ideas reflect in the way we see ourselves, the way we see other people, and the way we act. So as a man thinketh, so is he. And it's not gender specific. It's a scripture, but it's human specific. If you think you're stupid, if you think you can't do it, if you think you're not beautiful, if you don't think you're handsome, if you think that you are not deserving, then so it shall be. Whatever you think you manifest, you operate in. So you have to understand, and I try not to say you have to, but for the essence and for the sake of your growth, for the sake of loving you, for the sake of appreciating who you are, we have to kill and dead those thoughts that says we are not. We are not worthy to be loved. We are not beautiful enough to be loved. We are not smart enough. We are too big. We are too small. We too dark. We too bright. We too in between. I ain't macho enough. I ain't feminine enough. I am not ladylike enough. Whatever, however you are, who you are at least worthy to one, love yourself and to be loved by people. And that doesn't mean everybody is going to love you. But the one thing you can always, and what you owe it to yourself, is to know that you are worthy to be loved and to love yourself and to see the good that's in you. Because it is something about you that is going to attract, your Boaz, it's going to attract your Esther, it's going to attract your best friend, and if you already got a group of friends, it is something about you that they drew to. So it's just something about you that others may not necessarily care about, but others may find very valuable and important. So as you think, so are you. When you begin to think how positive you are, that you are a good listener, even if you are not these things, begin to meditate on them, begin to think about them, and watch them begin to manifest in you, because these things that you may not be or that you are will begin to pour out of you. And you will see it. I'm a true believer in that. So as you think, so are you. So why not think the world of you? Not in a prideful way, not in an arrogant way, but no, I am beautifully and wonderfully made, that I love me. I love me some, and trust me, I was a person that could not stand myself. I didn't like how I talked. And look at me, I'm on camera. I don't know how many people gonna see this, share this. I hope many. But I didn't like the way my voice sounded. I did not like, I didn't like, it used to terrify me to get up and speak. But that energy, I said, once I learned that I can do it, and once I understood that energy can transfer, I took that fear and that doubt, and it began to transfer to that chakra up in here. And so I began to speak, and I stopped worrying about how I sound, being picked on so much growing up. You begin to, as a man thinketh, so is he. You begin to think that you don't sound nice, that your voice is not pleasant to people. So I did not like speaking in front of people. I didn't. I'm animated. I like to talk with my hands. I talk with my body, and I thought that people would be trying to pick at me and judge me, and people did. But when I began to say, hey, you know what? I have something to say, and I want to be heard. Not in a forceful way, but I want to speak. And some people will like what you have to say. You got the sexiest voice, and people don't care. But if you have something to say, validate yourself in that. I want to be heard, and so I shall speak. Um, so lost myself, bringing it back though. But as a man thinketh, so is he. Um, Next point: self-searching, self-love. To me, self-love is self-searching. It is truly, truly self-searching. That means it is the ability to reflect or meditate on the essence of you and the God that's in you. It is self searching. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ and God. Some people may not call him by that name. They may say universe. They may call it a divine. They may say a deity or a higher being. But it is something in you. It is something in you that you connect to. And self love is self searching. Self searching. And people, and be careful, and this flows into my next. Be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because people will tell you you ain't wrong, you was right, you should have put kitty litter in his tank. Yeah, you should have busted. And I ain't giving no money. You cut off her tires because the insurance ain't on pay for it. Bust the windshield. It's a Florida law. There, you wrong. You may be hurt, but you wrong. So self-reflection is the ability to look at the man or the woman in the mirror and say, hey, I wasn't right about that. Or hey, I never noticed that about myself. I like that about me. That's special about me. Self-reflection and self-searching is a part of self-love. In order to move forward, in order to build any type of relationship, you have to be true to thy own self. Look at thy own self and call it for what it is. We get so caught up in wanting to be so right that we're wrong. You can be so right and be so wrong, And in my mind, I had to formulate is that I'd rather be righteous, not a holy roller or high and falutin, but I rather take the L than to